Warning: my content is not for men who are looking for tricks to get their body count up. If you want to get your body count up, plan to take a couple vacations per year to Amsterdam. It'll save you time, energy, effort, and money, and you'll reach your goal of getting your body count up. Problem solved. My content is for men who want to attract quality women. And no, by quality, I do not mean the quality of her lace front wig, or the quality of her spray tan, or the quality of her BBL, or how tight or short her clothes are. There are many perks to being in a relationship with a quality woman, but here are a few. She is less likely to intentionally emasculate you in a relationship. She will be nurturing because she's emotionally available. She will care more about your personal growth than your money. She will not humiliate or embarrass you in public, but she will tell you where you went wrong in private because she has the utmost respect for you. Society has completely wronged men by robbing them of the ability to have a happy life. Society has told men, number one, suppress your feelings, which has had the unfortunate consequence of men being out of sync with what their needs are as human beings. Society has told men, number two, all he needs to be good in bed is a large penis, which has had the unfortunate consequence of most men feeling inadequate and most women feeling like most men suck in bed. Society has told men, number three, it is his job to be the sole financial provider for his family, which has had the unfortunate consequence of men living an unnecessarily stressful life. In other words, the patriarchy has been successful in showing women why they don't need men. Here's what the patriarchy has taught women about men. Number one, men don't have feelings, so there's no way they'll be able to handle my feelings with care. Number two, men suck in bed, so there's no way they'll be able to satisfy my sexual needs. Number three, if a man struggles to be the sole financial provider for a family, then he has no value. Which has left women feeling like, yeah, I want to have a family one day, but why do I need to have a man around? It is not feminism that has ruined the family system. Yes, there are some radical feminists who say ridiculous things, but they are not representative of the majority of women. It is the patriarchy that has devalued fatherhood. The patriarchy has made mothers the entree and fathers the side dish. Here's one of the main things the patriarchy got wrong. It assumed that women are innately wired just like men, which is funny because they're always screaming about how different men and women are. Men love to say, men and women are different, but many seem to struggle when it comes to putting behaviors that honor those differences into action. What the patriarchy has done is taught men to see women's intentions from a male lens. What the patriarchy has done is unfortunately convince men that if you give women more rights, that they'll use that newfound freedom to try and dominate men. This is the same strategy white male patriarchy used to convince more white people that if they gave people of color more rights, they'll use that newfound freedom to try and dominate white people. In reality, people of color fought for equal rights for their own survival and the survival of their children, not to harm white people and their children. This is in the same way that women fought for equal rights for their own survival, not to dominate men. What the patriarchy didn't factor in is that men are innately wired for competition. Women are innately wired for collaboration. What they also didn't factor in is that men are innately wired for competition with other males, not with females. So when you take a man who's wired for competition, who's living in a society that's convinced men that women are trying to dominate him, and you put him in a relationship with a woman who's wired for collaboration, what might end up happening in their interactions with each other? What you end up with is a husband who feels like it's either I win or I lose, and a wife who feels unloved and uncared for. When there's a problem to solve, women think, how are we going to fix this? When there's a problem to solve, men think, how am I going to fix this? Which leaves his girlfriend or wife feeling unseen, unheard, and uncared for. We love to talk about this statistic that 80% of divorces are filed by women. And lesser men will say, this is a Western problem because of feminism and letting women work outside the house. But this stat is even higher in other cultures outside of the West at 97%. So if it's true that women desire marriage and monogamy more than men, why are so many women leaving their husbands? Before you answer the question and say, to get half his money, ask yourself these questions. Number 1, do women go into marriage with the goal of becoming a single mom? Number 2, will having access to only half his money increase or decrease the lifestyle she's able to live? Number 3, do most women want to be labeled with the divorced label? And number 4, are most women married to millionaires? So if it's true that women desire marriage and monogamy more than men, why are so many women leaving their husbands? Here's my theory. There's a quote that says, I didn't leave you because I stopped loving you. I left you before I stopped loving myself. And this is my theory as to why so many women leave their marriages. Society has programmed men in a way that women feel like they have to choose between loving their husbands and loving themselves. So what can men do? Leave their competitive wiring that is designed to help them compete with other males outside the front door of their house. Do not use competition in your relationship or your marriage. Use the right tools for the right jobs. Your competitive wiring is an advantage against other males and an advantage in workplaces where you're competing with both men and women. Your competitive wiring will cripple the desire your girlfriend or wife feels for you and will make her feel unsafe if you can't shut it off when necessary. If you want her to stay, if you want her to want you to lead, you first have to make her feel safe. And by safe, I do not mean only physically, but also emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. And here is where radical feminism has failed both men and women. They thought that getting equal rights for women required convincing society that there is no differences between men and women. Yes, it's true that men and women are more alike than they are different, but some differences still exist, one of which is physical strength. Ladies, like it or not, men are physically stronger than women. To be more exact, men have more upper body strength than women. Not lower body strength, but upper body strength. This is very important for both men and women to radically accept. If you don't like it, take it up with God, the universe, or evolution, or whatever it is that you believe in. And here lies the dilemma. Men want to believe they're stronger while also saying things like, how come women can hit men and get away with it? I am not advocating for women to be allowed to slap their men around. What I'm saying is, with great power comes great responsibility. Men have the physical power to cause great harm. One blow can take her life. Are y'all sure that convincing people that men and women have the same physical strength is something you want to do? And this question is for both the self-emasculating men and the radical feminists. Let's do an exercise. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. I'm going to play a video clip. After the clip is done, pause the video and write down the thoughts and feelings that came up for you as you watch this video clip.
What are you doing?
Danica,
Seriously! You did the same thing in practice. You did the same thing.
I did not
You get
touch
on my
you.
left rear and it spins me out. You did the same
tighten
thing.
it up, Danica.
Tighten what up? Nobody else left me with a problem
Nobody
out there.
has your back like I have. Stop.
I
Listen to
would've
me.
thought so.
Listen
Danny,
to me.
I
But I
would've
can't
thought so.
give you an extra 2 feet because
Dude,
it's
you give me nothing. You give me nothing. It spun my
If I
back
don't,
end around.
I understand. It's because you're loose. It's not my
not.
problem if you're loose, Danica.
Nobody else did it to me.
Nobody else is getting close to you, but we have to get close to you. To get you going forward, I have to get close to you. I know it got you loose, but I didn't hit
Put
you.
down just like a crack.
I understand. It brought
And I
you.
looked in my rearview mirror and you were right here. You weren't here, you were here.
Absolutely. You were loose entering the corner, so you went up the racetrack.
Because you were...
Danica,
Penny, it happened twice. The same person, the same way.
But guess what? I didn't
Same
hit you
person,
either
same
time.
way.
I didn't hit you either time.
Well, then apparently you don't have to actually hit me. I like you, Denny. You're my
I
friend.
know. You're my.
I don't
get
understand.
it. I get it. Does it mean like, oh my God, she's loose, I can't run next to her? What should I
It
do?
just means don't be up my on my left corner
don't get close to you with
You
3
did it in
laps
the
to go.
straightaway, and then you did it in the corner that time. Both times, exact same result.
I just won't get close to you. I understand now.
You can get close. I'm sure everybody gets close. But you don't need to turn me. That's what it did.
I know it did.
All it did was get my back end light, and then it went around.
I totally get it, but it's something y'all have to work on.
Are you doing that with every other car?
I pushed somebody in the corner.
Did you see a woman getting away with a behavior a man would never get away with, her grabbing his shirt? Did you see B, the typical emotional woman, and saw it as proof as to why women shouldn't be allowed in men's sports? Or did you see C, a man who took control over the situation by talking to her like an equal and a colleague, reassuring her that he cares for her by putting a hand on one of her shoulders and his other hand on his heart, and a man who stayed calm and steady to de-escalate the situation by allowing her to vent her feelings because he did not feel threatened? The quote-unquote correct answer from a quality woman's lens is C, a man who took control over the situation by talking to her like an equal and colleague, reassuring her that he cares for her by putting a hand on one of her shoulders and his other hand on his heart, and a man who stayed calm and steady to de-escalate the situation by allowing her to vent her feelings because he did not feel threatened. In other words, quality women want to feel emotionally safe to vent their feelings. She can only feel emotionally safe with a man who does not feel challenged or threatened by her sharing her feelings. Remember, women are innately wired for collaboration. Even if it might seem like she's fighting you, her end goal is to find a solution that works best for both of you. And if you have kids, a solution that works best for all of you. This is where many men will say, "Oh yeah, right. When I act like the man in the video clip, women call me weak or soft." But remember, it is not only men who've been programmed with toxic beliefs about what it means to be a man, but also many women. A woman who calls a man weak or soft for handling her gently, like the man in the video, is a woman who's never been shown what the love and care of a man looks and feels like. It is proof of her trauma and not proof of his inadequacy, value, or masculinity. This is what makes quality women a rare find. And to attract and keep a rare woman, you must become a rare man. A rare man stands confidently in his masculinity and honors his wife's femininity. This is what makes him a leader worthy of following. So you want to be the leader, you want to be the head of household in your relationship, but always remember this: a good leader is someone people want to follow, not someone people have to follow. So who taught you how to be an effective leader in a household? Who taught you how to be a loving husband? Thank you for watching. I am grateful for you. My name is Melissa Rochelle, and I'm a holistic wellness and relationship coach. Please remember to like, subscribe, and most importantly of all, share this information with everyone you know, so that we can do everything we can to break the generational cycles of broken homes, burnt out single moms, and fatherless children. Thank you.